Mankota.
I just started the program, so just meet your phone.
Oh, I appreciate it, right?
No. All right, good evening, my brothers and sisters. But this is Mankota from the TPN TV and Radio Network. As we all know, we got a lot of things for discuss today. Now this program, and I welcome you all for listening to we na the radio and also for watching na the TV. This program today we get two main discussions that we will get for put. First of all, the first discussion where we want for bringing in about the arrest of the former Deputy Defense Minister when retired Brigadier Julius, retired Major Paulo Conte, where the arrest last week and released on Monday, this past Monday, and that's now one of the things that we want to discuss today, waiting at the implication on that arrest day and the subsequent release. And also we want to discuss about the Sumana visitation to the former president when Dr. Koroma na Makeni, where happened yesterday, Friday. So these are some of the discussions that we will get for do, but we will start with Paulo Conte. As we all know, quite recently, Paulo Conte was arrested. And in fact, first of all, Paulo Conte was invited to CID and by the ACC for making go answer certain questions. Paulo Conte go na the CID for go answer them question, and they then left him. He go na host, then call him back for say make it go back na the CID. So again, for go back now the CID, and at the time that one the way they arrest them. And the arrest of Paulo Conte sparked a little bit of confusion within not only the APC party but also the SLPP party. There is a debate going on whether the SLPP effort for what he then described as fighting corruption is merely a fight against corruption, or it is a kind of a fight to, handicap the opposition. Well, on the side of the APC, they believe so that that is the case. This kind of arrest and release is nothing but kind of an intimidation tactics where the SLPP, they try for employ and this fight against corruption for make sure say the leadership of the APC, where now the target of this Commission of Inquiry is intimidated and subdued to the Commission of Inquiry. On the side of the SLPP, they strongly believe say this is nothing but a fight against corruption, and the argument is that yes, we know say corruption is something very, very endemic now with society, and therefore anybody where they come up and say they challenge corruption, they get for meet so many stumbling blocks and counter measures where will make sure say they're not going able to succeed. But what think happen most importantly the event where this arrest spark na Freetown, and that event event where cause some people to be arrested, and I believe say some of them and they still in na jail, na prison. Then they wait charges. For example, Zulia, one of the APC women then we been there on that match, because on Sunday, this past Sunday, I talked to the leadership of the APC party after the arrest of Paulo Conte, and then they try for negotiate with the government for the release or the for grants Paulo Conte bail. And I come out now the social media and put out a breaking news say yes, Paulo Conte will be released on Monday, which is this past Monday. But Monday morning, some supporters of the APC party go na the headquarters of the APC, and then go gather there. Then they chant say they need Paulo Conte to be released, and some of them start for march for go na the CID, then get for meet up policeman, then we disperse them. And during that scuffle day, then get for arrest some people, some people they then get for sustained injury due to the tear gas canisters the way the police then fire. And the police go back now the headquarters and go disperse people, then say they no need for gather. And eventually Paulo Conte was released that very day, but already bad blood don't occur. So the discussion we want to discuss, what are the implication on this issue, this Paulo Conte issue, or the effort, in fact, where the SLPP party try for put together for say yes, indeed, they are willing and eager for fight corruption, and therefore not just these are just part of the processes. And we understand say Paulo Conte was given conditional release where he get for handover in traveling documents to the court, and make sure say will go no side while it reports to the ACC every week. He get for go report to the ACC for make sure say yes it's in the country, and it maintain in parole in grants bail condition. So before that we get some press release from the APC party secretariat when Alhaji Usman Fodi Yansane where they put out say the net was subdued, and they tell all the appointed former ministers of the previous governments for make them not subdue to any commission of inquiry until certain conditions, constitutional conditions are discussed. So one of that then condition then there is the rule of evidence, where it don't become so much synonymous with the politics of especially the commission of inquiry, where the APC party say, well, the rule of evidence supposed to be applicable to this commission of inquiry. And the SLPP say, well, there is nothing to worry about, because they want to give fair hearing to the people where then they accused of crimes and other stuff them. So the country don't they at a standstill because of this, back and forth, legality discussion where they go around the country, and social media too. So let's start with the arrest of Paulo Conte. Is it actually a spark we get for continue, or just a one-time spark where not just kind of instantaneous reaction to the arrest, or this now it get for be a sustained reaction by the APC government? For say every time they arrest somebody, they have to go to the street and protest the arrest. Well, only time will tell, but it seems like that is going to be the case, or maybe not, because Zulia, where they arrest them, kind of protest yet, but probably them we don't release her now. Who knows? So, what in the effort? Okay, I think I'm getting. Okay, Mr. Kabo, you hearing me right?
Hello, Kabo, there you.
Okay. Because I see Alex here, I lost connection. So
for a moment.
Yeah. So these are some of the things where they try to talk about. What are the things where the SLPP government supposed to do for make sure if it is not going to actually satisfy the opposition's then demand, but at least try to understand the implication, Mr. Kabo, beautiful, the implication of their demands then they. Mr. Kabo, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. So, when they at a standstill, wherein the APC party now believes say this commission of inquiry has nothing to do with real fight against corruption, but it's a tactics for make them able to handicap the opposition. The SLPP governments say, nope, If you know get nothing for hide, you're not supposed to get nothing for free. Well, the APC government in their own, they say they're not afraid. Not afraid and afraid. They just want for make the rule of law apply to everybody and make sure say people are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a competent court of law. And how that get to happen, the rule, the constitutional instruments supposed to be applicable. That is, for example, the rule of evidence, how for question the evidence presented by the prosecutor or the government. For say, okay, Mr. X, we understand, say you thief this amount of money or you involved in this type of transaction where misappropriate funds during the time of your tenure as a head of that department there. Then, when they present them, the accused supposed to come and say, okay, now we need for caution this evidence for make sure say, yes, this evidence is not just like a manufactured thing where they just they bring for throw on the accusation, the accused person. I think that's supposed to be reasonable demand in my own opinion, right? Because if you accuse me for saying I don't commit a crime, well, I also get the right for make a question the evidence where you present, right? Well, I don't really understand within the problem on that. Why the rule of evidence not supposed to be applicable in this matter? Yes, we not say the Commission of Inquiry is not a prosecutorial organ. They know they prosecute somebody. Then they listen and they try to find out the kind of a fact finding commission wherein they look at certain accusations and certain things that will constitute a violation of the Constitution or even a violation of the very essence of that particular department there. We get for deal with transparency and accountability. But yet still, I think there must be some kind of a leeway for make people they're able to question some of them things in there. If the government believes yes, the evidence where they present is strong enough for make sure say, the person where they accuse convicted, well, not necessarily convicted because it's not a prosecutorial thing, but at least beyond reasonable doubt that for say yes, indeed this person commits this crime, then the rule of evidence supposed for be applicable too. And that's not the confusion we will deeper. And that don't irritate things them. When Yesane being pull out a press release urging all the APC appointed ex-government officials not to subdue to the Commission of Inquiry until these demands are met, the government came up with a press statement where they say it is unfortunate that a government will been in power just 8 months ago are now publishing such press release for make they try for fan tribal sentiment among Sierra Leonean people, and they want to say if there's any problem happen at the country, and those people who came up with this instigation or tribal instigation will be held responsible. And because of that, social media light up, and a lot of misinformation they go on where some people then say, well, the APC government is no one for subdue to the Commission of Inquiry. I think there is some kind of misunderstanding among people the way they go around social media and talk about this. Because if I listen to the way I read the press release and even the subsequent radio interview by Yesane and the PRO for the APC, they say that they subdue to a kangaroo court. And they explain what they mean by kangaroo court. A kangaroo court is a court where they believe say the applicable rules that are supposed to be set for transparency and fair game has not been met, and therefore then describe this as a kangaroo court. So then they subdue to a kangaroo court. I think that's not in they try for talk about. They're not saying they subdue to any commission of inquiry. Now, if the commission of inquiry, so for example, the rule of evidence is applied, then there is no need for the APC party for making no subdue. Then the other thing where the APC party also they try for ask the commission for make implement to the civil servants. You know, the APC party argue that, well, the head of the department or the minister, that somebody will just the sign by any project where they come at that ministry day, but the head of the civil service, the directors, the civil service directors and other civil service officials, now they're actually responsible for implementing some of those projects. So therefore, if there is any problem will happen within that office day, you don't just go hold one person for say, well, you now you're responsible for waiting happen, while the implementers are the one the way they bring the project and manage the project are not actually held accountable, you know. So this now the argument where we brothers and sisters now the APC they try for puts, you know. The ones who make the commission of inquiry include everybody. Well, the SLPP gets a counter argument, say, well, if they accuse you, then say, now you would and call, then you bring in somebody for saying, well, this person now been part of this. Well, the commission of inquiry get the right for all that person there. But it's not actually an official stand. It's not. Because if it is an official stand, but then definitely, then people, then they're supposed to be part of the list. But when you put one person, you say, well, maybe the other person will bring the other person. I think the circumstance in which some of them things and they go, slide down without even getting to the bottom of anything, where don't happen another office day, it will be very great. So for say, well, during the course of the commission of inquiry, the hearing, if another name pop up, then we'll bring in that name there. Well, just put for the sake of transparency, just put the commission of inquiry covered. You don't necessarily need for put a specific name at all. For say, now you we know. But if you bring another person within another office day, then we will add that person in name there at the list. No, it is too easy. The ministers who are responsible, who are the head of the offices, they are part of this commission of inquiry. But the directors also who are responsible for the management of projects, the individual offices, then they should also be part of this. And that's supposed to be official. When it is official, then it means no matter what, then therefore take into consideration of them people, then they too. I think this is kind of semantics. You know, the argument here is the lost in translation here, the kind of semantics where the APC party want for make sure same. Officially, they include them people then they. The SLPP party want for make sure say, okay, we not going to include them people then they in any kind of official list, but if in the case of the hearing, if other name pop up, we'll add them there. Well, it is not about the name, an individual. It is about the office. You are investigating the transactions we go na the office. Well, within the office, you get certain level of positions them, hierarchies them. You get the minister here, you get the director of the civil service directors, and you get the secretaries, and you get the junior officers them. You don't have to put any name. Make sure the office is actually investigated. Make sure say if there's any corrupt practice happen at that office then everybody should be included. That's I think what the thing is. So let me bring Mr. Kabo in. Probably he disagree with me. Mr. Kabo, what are you take on that?
I have my own observations on that, and I believe it is the view of the general public, and so I'm going to observe it exactly. Trust me, it's going to be like that. First and foremost, you deliberate on a lot of issues. You go from one point to the other, from one stage to the other, one question to the other, and I'm going to try to make sure that I pick up some of those things, and I know I will be able to. I'm not going to be able to get all. I will, but as time goes on, I will get for the figure out what you will try for talk and what you want. Now, first, let's go back to the arrest of Paulo Conte, which I believe it is the right thing to do, and I will assure you, if I were the head of the Commission of Inquiry, the first person, or maybe the first and second people I would have arrested would have been the APC because these are the people who they trouble in the country based on their press releases. And they therefore understand, say, it's one thing they fail to understand is that APC is no more in governance, it's SLPP in governance. They want to dictate the rules of the game. They say this is what we want. We don't
Please leave your message for 64626. Mailbox is full.
Okay, hold on, let me pull notification. Okay. Go ahead, sir. Sorry about that.
You hear me, right? Somebody they already phone the call.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody did try to call you out.
APC understand clearly, say, it's been almost a year going on. They don't take the fact, they don't consume the fact that they are not in governance, and they want to dictate the rules of the game. So, if I would have been head of the Commission of Inquiry, the first two people I would have arrested are Colonel DeVoe and Yansane. For the mere fact that the statements, the press release are instigating and dictatorial, and they should realize that there is a government in charge. Now, Paulo is arrested. People could go and strike when they want. They could do anything when they want. You ask the question if that's going to be the routine that anyone they arrest, they go out. Let them go out. The only thing I'll tell them is when they misbehave, they will be arrested. And those who misbehave, they were arrested. And, well, I don't know why they don't go. And by so doing, they try for talker, you brought something about tribalism. I mean, let APC don't fool the people. It's been too long. For instance, I was born when APC was born, maybe or before. So I'm too old with this APC stuff. I'm done with it. I'm fucked up with it. Sorry to say that, because they never bring anything substantial to the public. They just play on, and they do so because they find out that the general public is uneducated, and these are the games they play. Right now. Paulo is arrested. He's going to remain arrested, and he's discharged, and of course put in a bail. And of course, as if it is the right word, he's on parole, wherein he's going to be reporting on and off until the case is settled. Now, people say that they are tribalistic because Paulo was arrested. It's tribalism. I mean, APC will not stop the game there. That is why you will never come again into power, and you will never exist again as a political power in Sierra Leone.
You sure?
Because the children, they understand Una today, Una they lie. What do you call tribalism? Is it that because Paulo was arrested because he's from the north, that means it's a tribalism? When was Paulo, baby? Before when this gentleman, the vice president, the former vice president,
Sumana,
who is in Bo now? No. The former vice president, the just recent vice president of Koroma. Victor Fo was the first person SLPP arrested from the APC. You don't see nobody go there. And Victor Fo is a double senior member of APC, not even to be compared with Koroma. He'd been in APC, probably Paulo was suckling. It might be the breastfeeder, where probably and that man was supporting APC. And we know the rigors and the trouble he underwent. And when he was arrested, nobody go there. Why? Because it's amended. And now, the arrest follow, you said it's tribalism. So you guys say, let's go strike. I don't know who is tribalistic. We must stop for fooling the people there. Your time is a game playing. You just play game. These are all evidence where the show say you guys are guilty to the maximum. And you deserve all kind of prosecutions. Right? Now, let's put that aside. Think about it. And those people who are in diaspora, like me, calling people to go strike, hey, man, go. If now they feed you, now they take care of you. When just like the other videos going around where Vicky talks to now, I think that is a clear evidence. 1 million video, which I commend. If you don't have chance, try to get that one of Vicky. It's a 1 million video, which tells you that when these people were chopping this morning, they're not cry sectionalism, they're not cry tribalism, they're not cry religionalism or regionalism, they're not cry nothing. They will have their money there at their disposal. And you guys that suffer, that sometimes I lie down and laugh. Who are these people? And just like I say one time when the elections were coming, after the first round, and they said this the second round, and they are calling the Northerners, the feminists, and who am I going to take my shots for to go fight? For who and for what? So some of these questions are very important. You guys have to ask them for yourself. So and let me put that aside. These are just things we got to brush up and down and see how they go. Now, we come to the Commission of Inquiry. If my memory could serve me well, when Mr. Mankota mentioned that, the Commission of Inquiry is the responsibility of the government of the day to make sure that the people them, where they don't they out of government or any parastatal, where they believe say they're not satisfied with, for ask them or for call them for can give us an account. What is the big deal, man? And as Koroma said, he's running the country as a business. We see he succeeded in running the business with him and his cabal. But the people are suffering. So the people then call, say, look, now we'll be telling you, say, let's run the country. Now, nobody knows it. Even would anybody within our family, you they give account. When I give you some money to go buy a bus and go sell, at the end of the day, I say, hey, how the business go? In fact, they ask you every day. I take time to ask you after 10 years for one day. And you are complaining. And you are talking about rule of evidence. Well, what is more than rule of evidence? Hold on. What is more than rule of evidence? Well, you are the rule of evidence yourself. Because the rule of evidence apply. What they are saying is calling a permanent secretary and other parastatals. You are there. You are the head of the department. Hold on. Let me clear about that rule of evidence.
Now I want to correct you because it seems like...
let me clear that. You are there as the president, I mean the minister. We don't see if any small thing happen in the ministry, how ministers then it up. I mean, the minister, I mean, the head, why they not tell me? Now, when the trouble comes, they say, let them call people there. They not say, why not tell the secretary, the permanent secretary? They say, why not tell me? Now, the rule of law is on you. The rule of evidence is on you. When they call you, because you are the head of the home, and everybody was reporting to you, and you pass orders, you sign before everything goes on. Now, even the first call. When they call you, the rule of evidence lie on you now. You call the other person. Whoever was liaising with you, who was doing the transaction with you, and that person is called. So where is the rule of evidence? You own the rule of evidence. Go and prove the rule of evidence. Don't dictate for the government. APC is trying to dictate as what they want. That's why the first person to be arrested is either these two people, Yansane and Cornelius Duvo, because now they spark the confusion there. So they have to realize that there's a government. That's all I'll tell you. Well, Mr. Playing the game.
Mr. Kabo, I just want to clarify what you try to talk about the rule of evidence. I think you misunderstand the meaning of the rule of evidence. When they say the rule of evidence, it's not like you come in, you get for defend yourself, we get for call another person. No, the rule of evidence is that, okay, if the government or the prosecutor, whoever is going to be the government's representative, presents evidence, the rule of evidence is that the accused person get the right for question that evidence day. Now in them called the rule of evidence, now in the APC they try to talk about, say, it get for be part of the thing, because you can present something and say I not for question that evidence day. So what you present na the correct one, so therefore it's done. when they say you kill somebody, yes, you kill somebody, there is no way you be able to defend yourself or make sure you question that evidence, the result them put out, and the manner in which them gather that evidence, they all don't in them, that in them call rule of evidence.
Okay, Mr. Mankota, then people are misinterpreting what is rule of evidence as so what you explained.
Yeah.
Now, they were calling, they don't tell you, say, to verify on all the videos and all the reports and all the people I talk to. They don't tell you to verify their evidence. Whether they said they wanted the permanent secretaries for coming. That's what they are talking about. Now, if that is what they call the rule of evidence, they must be stupid enough. Because nobody on this world going to go accuse you of something when you get all the evidence to prove that. Just like, that's why I tell you, the $1 million video is Vicky's video. Because it did tell you, say, if you not bill us, the commission of inquiry not able to go change somebody for that same day they say, I bill that host day. Why else now you bill that? If you not take money, you not get money in your account where you don't keep. That same day, the commission of inquiry not go keep money and go put and say now you.
But Mr. Gabo, you agree say if they accuse somebody say he thief money, that person they get the right for make a question that the evidence we them present, right?
You don't have to question it. You present your evidence that you don't steal the money. I mean, to some extent, yeah, you can. That's questioning. That's then say you thief $1 million so place. Explain, and that's it. You put it down clear. I think those people are not animals. They are not there to hunt anybody. They are not there to kill anybody. They're not there to imprison anybody. They just want to know the facts. They all know themselves. Even the one who at the commission, where they chair the commission, they all, some of them, they are relatives with those people who they accuse. They are friends. And first of all, they are all Sierra Leoneans. They don't go just to see you down, they dump you because they say chief money. No. Don't take these people as if they are animals. They don't have a thought of, a sense of conviction for say, they just go holy. These are the rumors where they put towards their red meat there, when they put to their animals they're in the street. Where they know more for cause noise, we are the majority. We are majority in causing noise. We are not majority in principles, rules and regulation and rule of law.
All right, so
the majority in making noise.
So the other thing I want to make the viewers their understanding is the demand where the APC party demands say, well, if you really search for fight corruption, then the list supposed to be expanded because yes, una don't cut off for say now only between 2007 and 2017, which is only the APC. That's fine, but within that in a day, we get secretary civil service directors. The one the way actually now the implementers of some of their projects, then they will say some corruption take place. So the APC government say those people supposed to be covered too. You know, is that a bad thing or just a tactics for block the commission of inquiry? I think it's a good thing anyway. Because
yeah, right. To you, it is a good thing, Mr. Mankota. I'm not ready to cut you off. To you, it's a good thing, but it is bad because why? APC not realize say they don't lose elections. The election the country not in favor of them anymore. Mandabio has the mandate of the people and the
yeah, but Mr. Gabo, that's not nothing for doing with the commission of inquiry.
Yeah, let me just clear it. Mandabio took up upon himself. That is why some of you will hail him as a hero, because that is for the first time for him to initiate this kind of thing. And the matter, the people have to understand, say, the Commission of Inquiry is not for APC. The Commission of Inquiry is for anybody who hold power in the country from today until next war. Because let's say Madadio lost coming election, may God forbid it, because he's not going to lose it. Let's say he lost the election. And APC take over. APC going to investigate him. The same thing, yeah. We're going to agree to investigate him to say, yeah, man, the time, just give an account of the time we're in our office. Then after can't tell Madabio say we could do the investigation. We have to do the investigation from this point to this point. Let me put a point clear. Where they go at the media, they say, oh, Madabio in 1992 up to 1996 is still money. You get to understand, say, the best government in the country in Sierra Leone ever since I was born. And that was buttressed by my wife for 35 years where I get. And there's nobody who I trust person. The best government na Salon since I was born was the MPRC government. Was the best government. Which you guys consider the worst government because it was a military, but in the reverse, it was the best government. Madabio, at that time when they were in power, that was a junta. They don't have a constitution. They rule by degree. Anybody can steal. They kill people. That's why by the camera they were killed. You don't see the whole nobody for that. Because anybody who falls victim within a military government, you can't you just prevent yourself, let trouble knock on. Those people don't have a constitution, don't have a rule.
So let me ask you then, Mr.
18 million. Hold on. People say he stole 18 million. They're going to do this and this. They don't even have evidence about that. Because as Koroma came in, and the only time we hear say this guy stole 18 million, and in fact, again, we hold it responsible to the APC. You yourself, Mr. Mankota, now during the debate, where Samura talk and say that man they took 18 million on all the 10 years where they in power. You understand? So Madabio is up to him because the people that give him the mandate, the people are not going to tell and say, now this time we once again. The parliament don't give her the mandate. Madabio can say, hey, I take the commission of inquiry from 2010 to 2011.
Okay.
It depends on him. Well, any time frame where he put, he's the president. And the state don't get, the government don't get, the country don't get the mandate by voting him as majority.
Yeah, I understand that, Mr. Kabo, I understand that what they try to talk about. But here is the thing, you talk about, say, the APC government for realizing they're not in power again, so they're not in control. Right. I think that's not to the point where they try for explain here. The point where they try for explain here, the simple constitutional instrument where they're supposed to use for a commission of inquiry. Now, it will just want to make it happen. Some of we support the commission of inquiry, but it has to be sincere. It has to be trustworthy, because at the end of the day, if you spend millions of dollars on this commission of inquiry, then later on,
what does the Constitution say about the commission of inquiry? You say for bringing people there. What does the Constitution say about the commission of inquiry?
Well, the Constitution provide the legality for make Parliament establish the framework in which the Constitution of inquiry is supposed to work on, right? And the Constitution also talks. The Constitution talks also, you know, the rule of evidence is actually applicable to anybody who they accused of committing crime. So those are some of the simple things that way the APC they try for they talk. Yes, I'm not saying. No matter what you get for, do will not be able to avoid the political side of this commission of inquiry. But at the end of the day, let me just put them small instruments here for make sure say people then take worthy of the millions of dollars who will get for spend on this, because it get for take about 6 months according to the president. It get for take about 6 months. So if you get for spend millions of dollars on this commission of inquiry, then they make it produce a result that is worthy of looking. So we'll be able to stop corruption. You know, if we set the commission of inquiry, you only target the ministers. Then they target the permanent secretaries. Then we're responsible for implementing all them projects. When then they what them call the you know, managing them projects here. I think that's the APC government is just the time for talk about. They don't say they're not in power, but at the end of the day, the rule of law is supposed to prevent you.
Mr. Mankota, put this to the layman understanding, because when people don't understand, when they talk parenting, they confuse them. Now they say when they make noise because when they make noise because when they confuse them. Now, put this in perspective. Now, just say you're not head of a home. You are a whole government of yourself. Let's go to Civics 101. Right? You are head of your household, because civics starts from home. You get your household, and you are the husband. You have your wife, is your assistant. You have your first son, the whatever it is, and the second and the third. We go according to that category. There is no difference with the government, with any government.
Yeah.
This is the same thing which we practice in our home. That is the same thing whether the government. Put it there. If I go to you, I go knock, I go arrest somebody, you left. You go say, hey, oh man, you disgrace me. Me when I'm at the head of the house. You don't tell me. You don't say this is the woman. I mean for first ask, because I mean no better. Why you don't tell me? That is what you're going to say.
No, Mr. Kabo, I think that premises is faulty. You know why? If I didn't at this house, like what I didn't at my house, I get my wife, I get my picking, I get everything. Then a crime happened at this house here. Number one,
right?
Then they ask everybody, not to one green person, because you're at the head of the house. Now you know what they're supposed to ask. No, then they ask everybody for make sure say everybody give information of the thing.
Mr. Mankota,
yeah?
you are becoming a political figure probably in the long run or in the short run. If you don't speak the truth, people are listening to you. We all have homes. You understand? You go, especially in Africa, in Sierra Leone in particular. I don't care what the crime is in Sierra Leone, then they ask for the papa, the head of the house.
I know dispute that fact. I know dispute that fact.
They don't molest her, they don't disrespect her, they don't do this. And even if you don't ask her, you can even tell him to they don't know talk.
Mr. Gabo, there is no molestation in a criminal case. You are talking about customary culture. You understand, cultural things in the talk show. When it comes to a criminal case, there is nothing like a molestation because something has been done that is wrong. So therefore, everybody within that house there is liable. Then therefore, ask him for permission, say he defend himself whether he involved in that case or not. You dey look, you try for mix together the culture what we get now we country for say, you know what, this because of the respect, I go come to the daddy side for can ask him because now in at the head of the family. No, that nothing to do with criminal matters. Criminal matters now something we get to do with the law.
If you Mr. Mankota, if you are head of our office, you are the boss there, and something criminal happens, you supposed to know what is the criminal about. But you then in America, if you are a manager, something happened within your team, now then they ask because you know what happened. Now the first person they give evidence. Now, what is wrong if they ask the minister and the minister explain himself and give evidence there, and they bring in what they get for bring. Now that rule of law or rule of protection, whatever you guys call it, nobody has been called yet and found guilty under Kalukalu for say they lie and they no lie and they're not able to produce the evidence. They're not wait and they not look at the evidence. It don't happen yet. You guys are just
Mr. Gabo.
Because now one way time.
Again, people when they listen, we know much about law. Then go tell you say you decide for mix with culture where nothing but just an instinct where you get for give respect to people. Them you know they work so with criminal matters. When the why they work for the government so in America now, you understand? If na your office something happens there, it doesn't matter whether you're a manager or you're a developer or you're not just a secretary. When they come, the police then they come, then they when they call you, they ask you, the boss, they ask the other person, so then they're able to get a clear picture of what's going to happen. You know, so that the same thing the OPC they try to talk about. This is not criminal matter, Mr. Kabu. This is not criminal matter. This is not
culture. I understand where you're going. You want to tell me that the culture is separate from the government. You're making a mistake. They work side by side. I mean, any government, any resolutions, any laws, any principles are based on the culture. They work side by side because if you go away without the culture, you're not going to succeed anyway. Just like you guys were last Saturday when we broadcast, you guys say they're not for call the public. Then there will be no commission of inquiry. The commission of inquiry is for who? The commission of inquiry is for the public because they are the sufferers. The culture of Sierra Leone is embedded in the constitution, which is going to tell me about. You know that. The last time I checked, Mr. Gabo, the last time I checked the constitution, they not say when grown-up people then they now inside one house a crime committed there. They only get for ask the head of the family. I'm not saying that the constitution pass you get for tell me who side again at the constitution. The only thing I know now the constitution, if there is a minor, somebody a minor, then at that house day something happened. That minor day, they no need for ask him in certain circumstances because when you come then you still ask him, but not for all accountable for what they talk. But grown-up people then, they're not go able. Okay, go ahead. Like you chance. I not tell you say. They don't for ask the ordinary the people there will surround. I mean the head of the house or the people that will surround. I'm telling you that in this case, no matter how you go about it, because let me tell you something, there's no stealing that takes place in that. There's no check will come. You go be minister, hello minister, like how sabi they so then why? Now in the check they can place, money they run a place you don't know. So God and this day, they handle them people then.
I know dispute that fact, Mr. Tabu. I know dispute that fact there at all. I think we get misunderstanding for the fact that you they look at it like in a different angle. I know dispute say the people that were responsible, minister now one of the people that were supposed to hold accountable because he or she was the head of that office day. So there is no way them go ask other person where they left from. But in a more transparent way, don't you think the permanent secretary also were responsible for the implementation of them projects, and the way they say corruption happen. You don't expect them people will go for the covered legally in this commission of inquiry. I think that the only misunderstanding of that.
I understand that they have to come to the commission of inquiry only if they are dragged there by their ministers. If the ministers they wouldn't call, then they go out after everybody. When they are what they call witch hunt, that's why I tell you the 1 million video that is circulating. I hope you listen to that and digest it and understand it. That Vicky video. When the Ariyobo they go take the witch man there, they go for one, the main one most times, and all the other one and they follow. So let the ministers or whoever they are appointments or appointees of the government. When they call you, you go. Don't go make rules. Listen to what they tell you. That's the best thing I will advise them. This is a general advice for the APC. Call preach them. When they call you, don't go make the rules. Follow the rules and do what they ask you to do. When you think it is not right, you come out, there is a court of law. You go protest, you submit your case. But you have to obey the rules. And these rules are not set by Madabio. We the people, we want that.
All right. Well, let me bring in another person.
Stop looking for public sympathy. This is what APC are looking. Stop looking for public sympathy. Okay. Go there. When you are stealing the money, you don't say, Mina to for stealing the money. No. When you are stealing the money, you don't say you are not honor. That's what Vicky said. The $1 million video, the $1 million video circulating. Please listen to that. That closed the whole topic.
All right. Let me bring in another person at the conversation.
They are wasting their time. APC is wasting their time. They're going to account for those money.
Okay.
And the companies are going to pay.
Okay.
That's what you should know.
Okay, as we watch the TPN TV and radio network, we come to now from the United States of America. This is not the radio and this is not the network where they argue about things the way they happen at the the county Sierra Leone, especially politics. Let me bring in 646-261-6128. David, go ahead.
My brother.
Not bad.
I actually coming late, but I understand everybody have aggravation. But I think everything the other fellow is missing is the application. Waiting, don't forget about waiting, because one of the problems they observe, people then say APC will do this, APC will do this, SLPP will do this. We're not worried about that anymore. They say the country they move forward. You know, SLPP really mean well, and they want peace and stability. What is the reason why they just can apply it? What's the argument why they can apply it? If they know how to apply it, then it shows some doubt. If you want real peace, just like without what I'm talking now, say they don't. If one will say that, me no will say APC member no embezzle money, I no will say they embezzle because me not did it. But if you look at the background and the lifestyle, and you hear what you do, take money where they don't right for it, because they're not business people. Then.
True.
So I don't believe that any APC man will talk say most of the APC people no embezzle government money. But at the same token, moving forward, we have to respect the rule of law in our country. We get to begin to use the constitution. So the APC don't get right for demand down there. So anybody will come on board, say, let me ignore that. Or anybody will say, like I'm listening to the information minister in another program, he say, well, where the minister go, where they accuse him, he can go talk, say, well, he can go call the permanent secretary. Say, well, I will be there. Then they tell it to the minister, say, the minister don't accept guilt. Say, guilt, he say, yes, we na me do am, so na me and that man they do am. I don't think they listen to it carefully. The bottom line is, if you have to investigate certain group of people like, for millions of dollars, yes, you have to investigate all the senior executive them right there down the border.
Yep.
So the only argument we go put and the question we go put on the floor, why is it so difficult for that to be done? And second of all, why is it so difficult for the rules to be applied for peace?
That's all you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I'll bring in for now.
Yeah, and that's all. Asking Mr. Kabo, you know, we not say there is corruption, rampant corruption within the APC party, and some of you know say some of we been they come out and tell them say this is very very wrong, right? But you know mean say because we already know say them people they are not corrupt people them, so therefore we therefore skew the rules for just for whole one great person who will not agree with. No, we have to be fair. We have to play a fair game. Bring in the people that were responsible. They let them all come. You know, let me hold them accountable. This is very simple. So what's not the problem now where people then they say, no, well, down there on just obstruction numbers, so we're not going to sit down and listen. No, we're not going to sit down and listen because we say we fight corruption. And the fight against corruption is not only a fight for the SLPP, it's a fight for every Sierra Leonean, and we want to see a better Sierra Leone that country. How we go do that? That would be just fair. If the permanent secretary in go make the project, Ibrahim come to the minister signed that project then they send it back to the permanent secretary, then take this money and then share them to themselves. My brother, I don't think say, let me take an example. A murder case. Okay, 2-3 people then go murder somebody. And then all them they're not saying that 2-3 people, they're all them people here. You can say because that one now 25 years old, the other one are 12 years old, so they 20 years old. So therefore, now the head one would get for talk to normal, will not talk to the small one. No, that's not the differences between culture and criminal matters. Criminal matters not therefore do anything with age or anything with seniority. It has to be involvement. People who were involved in that case, they are liable to answer to the courts. That's all we are asking, Mr. Kabu. David, go ahead, continue.
So, so having been saying that, so the other fellow for really understand that, let us give peace a chance, and let us stop for saying, we first say, APCB do this before, APCB don't violate it. We don't care about the law. We don't know that violates law last week. But from this moment going forward, we want first for say let no politician not violate the law of the land. That's not the advantage. So if we allow that particular issue there for sleep, then they don't already twist the constitution, because if that particular instrument not in the constitution, then you will argue them. But I believe say that particular observation they will then people let them bring up. If you know something what happen, APC is doing a good job. I can tell this fellow this that. And they follow. You know why they tell us so? APC is playing smart politics. As much as you say APC is stupid, APC at this particular time, they use the law for defending case. So any avenue where they say them people want to violate, then they use that against them, which is better because SLPP never did that before. So if they blame everybody, let's give small praise to APC for taking this particular. Forget about the chief, forget about the embezzlement. We all agree. Nobody lost it, nobody knows. But forget about that other girl in her video. That girl, if he talks about the video, it just talk on the surface. Okay, you know, if you know the politics into the culture of political corruption at Sierra Leone, it just stopped because he didn't want it again. But at the same token, now we look at the integrity of how the politics work in Africa. You understand, my brother? So based on that, what we need for we have to advocate properly. Say let we apply every part of the law and this case going forward. It will help we all, trust me. It will help we all. Namion cry that we ask for. Why the SLPP is afraid? Like the argument that why are they afraid for this ruling where the APC government they ask for? If they really want peace, it not take nothing and they need a power. Say okay, apply it. If the man guilty, elect they apply the rules of evidence, they not apply them, but they guilty for sure. Yep. So why is it they don't want to do it? Never explain to me why they don't want to do that simple stuff the way it did at the constitution. They not take out of the law, not take the law, not to make the law profit themselves. You understand it? So in this situation now, you go say the ruling government want to make law profit themselves. We're not right legally. So if APC stand on that grounds, I'm telling you the truth. It's not about party-based business. It's about the constitution and the rule of law of the land. I will support them because SLPP have wealth of opportunity where they within a power as the opposition for challenge some of the rulings. Then they open the pass in the parliament. So SLPP is as corrupt themselves as the APC. Most of them supposed to be stand accused as well if one develop that country today. I'll leave it at this point for now. But let us look through all of that. What we discuss now, we discuss the rule of the land, the constitution of the land, and I would talk about. We know say chief man, they already we agree. Just apply the laws on them and prosecute them. That's all I can say for now.
Mr. Kabo, like you 30 seconds for making if you want to say anything on this segment, then we'll go to the next segment.
Yeah, I thank the previous speaker very much for the fact that he admits there is corruption as well. And he therefore understands the Commission of Inquiry is not a court of law. All right? And the government has the power even to just call people there, investigate on them without even asking for commission. They can just appoint judges or whatever they call. They say we need you under investigation. without anything. So, I mean, you therefore understand, so rule of law, no rule of law, the government have the powers. I don't care what you say, the government makes the powers. Just like, you can remember when Momo was executing Mina writes, if you read in letter, then where did in prison up to the last moment. But the government say that for killer, the law says it's going to die. The government has the power, whether law or no law.
Mr. Kabula ask you, because I remember the time where you've been arguing during the APC regime. Now I ask you a question. You believe the president, no matter how powerful he is, he fall under the constitution of the country, right?
Yes, he does. But so, again, it's up to him.
No, it's not up to him. The only time when it is up to him, there is no checks and balances. It's up to him.
Yeah, you know why I like this conversation? Because this is the time when APC actually want to bring laws, rules, and regulations, right? And when President Ernest by Koroma fire Sumana, was that constitutional?
No. And some of we stand up.
He did it when he won.
No, he did not.
You should not do what.
No, Mr. Kabo, he did not. Hold on. Mr. Kabo,
want to carry this kind of business forward anymore. That's the bottom line.
Mr. Kabo, hold on. Yeah. Mr. Kabo, Ernest Komadi did not do it as he wanted, because the case go na court. You understand? Now the court, him give the verdict say yes, it is constitutional. So if he
all right.
Yeah, so Ernest Komadi no say it is within the law or it is below the law, so now that make this case go to court. Then some people, then otherwise enough for them even attend court. Well, then still go in and he accepts say what in the court say is fine. Yes, you go say the court of Sierra Leone is that's another different topic. But that they show you say Ernest Komadi is not above the law, and at the same time, Mada Bio should not be above the law. Not for same, because he's not the president, he will just do what he wants to do.
Let me buttress that.
Okay.
Now, at what point in time did the case went to court when they say it was constitutional? After the deed, after Sumana was fired, Sumana went to court and they found out that it's constitutional, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. All right. So let's finish the commission of inquiry first, and those who are not satisfied, they go to court, and let's see if it is not constitutional, whatever they do to them. But why can't we do that first?
But what about we try for make sure same? Because if the intention is for fight corruption, then let we all fight corruption together. Let we bring in such an instrument where
now let us finish. Let us get the case. You won't feel say it's not constitutional. You go to court.
Well, you see?
Because that's what Ernest Koroma did to Sam. When I told you the president is under the constitution, but also up to him, you said no. That's why I referenced you to Ernest Koroma. If what he did was constitutional, you said no. But later on, it was approved by the government. Okay, that's fine. Now let us finish the commission of inquiry. You will feel the rule of engagement or rule of evidence are not applied, and then it's against you. You go to the court, and then the court will know.
Well, the reason what makes some of we supposed to talk right now before we go to court. The reason what make we supposed to talk before we go to court is the fact that the fight corruption is not a single-handed fight.
Anyhow, you guys choose this. The president is right. Rule number 1 says the boss is right.
No. Mr. Kabonoto in the democratic system.
No, Mr. Mankoga, that man is wrong. That man is wrong information I don't give to the public. Rule number 1 never say the boss is right. The president is not above the law or the constitution of the land.
Yeah, exactly.
So the president is never right. The law let them talk the lead. Now move the country go forward. In a constitutional manner. I don't care what Ernest Koroma did do last week. Me not to the business. Me no I know that. Me not be there. What happens going forward is what we need to correct.
All right, this is what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you guys is that you guys, especially APC, fail to realize that you are not in governance. Because you want to
Mr. Kabo, to be done. It has nothing to do with the rule of law.
No, you want to dictate what has to be done first. When Ernest Koroma was firing Sumana, he didn't go to court first to find out that it's
not. No, my brother, forget about that. We as distant Sierra Leoneans engage in positive discussion for the future of tomorrow. All of us have sat down and we have violated the constitution of the land. Do you realize it's only now we started talking about constitution these few years? So now let we master the constitution, let we people we begin and then get law, will protect them for the future. So now we start them now. SFCP have the opportunity to start it, but they never did that. That's their problem.
Mr. Gabo, did you know that when Koroma violated, sacked Sumana, now majority of the people that will come out against Koroma are APC members them? Did you know that?
Yeah, but at this point in time, we're not going to come after Madam yet, because we don't know what he's going to do to these guys yet. You don't accuse them of anything yet. They are not guilty of anything yet, because the thing don't even begin. It's just the beginning. Why can't we finish? You will not satisfy your report. That's period.
Mr. Gabo, like you a scenario.
Now,
we don't exhaust.
You guys, you are wasting time.
We don't exhaust this, but like you is a scenario. Let's say somebody is going to be killed. Okay, somebody is going to be killed, but you come out and say, well, you know what? No matter whether na wrong decision or not, now we kill him first. After that, if you're not satisfied, you go to court. What do you think? That kind of scenario, it makes sense to you? Because if you don't kill him before you go to court, it don't matter again. It don't die. Whether they say na wrong thing or na right thing, that person is dead. So now that make therefore make sure say you do the right thing before you kill that person.
How I look at it is this way: the arm of government is very strong. Government is strong because it is.
My brother, so now we don't allow that person be killed. We don't allow that person be killed, so he's dead and gone. We don't want to allow that no more. Those precedents are not going to set anymore. We don't allow that anymore.
You can't. As long as there is life, even in America, you have people who then killed by mistake. You know that.
Well, do you want to continue with that mistake now?
Because of that, the NF will not allow us. We don't try to fix that. We don't be developed in place.
No, let me tell you something.
So we don't want to allow those behavior, man.
Yeah, we will work with that, but you will not. As long as people live, there will always be those things where they happen before the fact. They say, I know. You know that.
Well, we know now. So we know now. So that's why we bring this story on the platform.
No, you don't know yet because nobody has been convicted yet.
But why you vex so? I ask you, my brother, why is it you so adamant and vex so? What happened? That would moderate with no talk.
You want to kill APC?
One as citizen of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
You want to kill APC members? But anyway,
we look at the law. My brother, let me beg you something. Not that I'm begging you. You see, the Constitution will protect America. It's very valuable, really benefit me and you. So now we make that same Constitution within Sierra Leone, benefit Sierra Leoneans. So moving in the future, people like Koroma likes, and even anybody at this time, not will take advantage of the Constitution over the people. And that's all normal like we talk about.
I understand. Okay,
right.
That is clear. I know vex, probably that's how I talk, when I want to put up.
Okay, all right, okay, no problem.
And people who know me in this forum, then go say yes, that's how that guy talks.
Yeah. Vex, now so they talk. But anyway, let me move on to Sumana again with the APC party. Sumana is back.
I get so much trouble. When I get too much trouble. I can remember say this role of mode is not to SLPP mandate with me. Now APC versus a neutral person.
Yeah, we understand.
Neutral over.
All right, guys. Okay, now here is the thing. Now we talk about Sumana because this is very, very interesting. This is very, very interesting. We know say Sumana na somebody we did not get a lot of problem. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Mr. Gabo, are you?
No. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I did put on.
Okay, good. I feel say na the video where they play na they do so. But the what I'm calling here is just let's say yesterday we see the great Sumana cargo convoy na Anes by Koroma was na Makeni and go sit down and talk. We don't know what he then talk. But because of that what I'm calling, okay, let me bring that. hold on, let me bring and come back. So it go na Makeni for go see Anes by Koroma.
Please leave your message. 646.
You get for wait. If you watch me, David, just wait. Now me get for bring you come in. You know go able to come in. Plus I get for bring you come in. So now I'm gonna call you David. David. Okay. Oh, don't begin back.
Please leave your message for.
All right, David. Hold on. Let me bring you in. Hold on. All right. Let me bring you in. Hold on. Just hold on.
Please leave your message
man.
for 646.
You dey try for call me dey try for call you. All right. Okay. Hopefully, you know you try for call me again. All right. I think you don't join now. You don't join, right?
Yeah, I don't come back on.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't get the part that I want to listen to.
Yeah. So next time, just wait. Let me call you after you call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the situation here is Sumana yesterday go to Anes by Koroma as soon as they see the video on the TV where they play. He go talk with Anes by Koroma, and that visit they don't create a lot of buzz on social media, and to the extent that on both sides of the aisle, the APC they are very very frustrated and angry, and even go to the attack. You know, then say Sumana, it don't betray the Kono people, them, Sumana, na somebody we shameless, Sumana, na greedy person, Sumana, na this, na that. That's not the SLPP. And then begin forward the video the way Sumana talk against the APC, then begin forward the video the way the APC talk against Sumana. That's not the SLPP side. The APC side is they welcome Sumana with caution. And some of you know the time when Sumana was, Sumana, the Misaka, people like Riso, me in particular, in fact, I came out at the TPN forum. I said that was wrong because number one, it's not necessary, and it was a wrong decision. In fact, I gave a call with Secretary General when I talked to her on the phone for nearly 1 hour. I say, this girl for can't hunt we know what we talk there. And even go now public and say this is wrong, this is not supposed to happen. Okay, but it turned out to be we correct. You know, when we've been told that we've been one we party say, well, this now wrong decision we get for Kahont we now the next election, it turned out to be correct. If the APC party realize yes indeed they make a terrible mistake, they are now the one for mend fences with Sumana. I think say some of we will be they against the sacking. Go welcome this with caution, and I want to emphasize caution because the way we party on the right now, the focus is for make we try for reform, because we can say yes, bringing Sumana is a benefit to us, but at the end of the day, if the party stay at the way it is, you know they make any different. We are still going to be behave like the way we behaved before. So yes, we welcome this kind of a move where them two people here make for come together for try for faith. And we also want for no say, we also get for no say, Sumana get in your party when at the C4C. Now the head of the party, even though some rumors then say they want for merge this C4C because most of the people there where they are the C4C now people they way disgruntled based on what they do Sumana now the APC party, now APC members them. So they want for merge them with them call it, they let them come back together and work as a team. Well, it's good, but the problem is with the SLPP. Why the SLPP is so angry? Because during the time when the APC sacked Sumana, the SLPP were never to be seen. Will not be known than they. In fact, Anes Koroma, the SLPP, it been go meet for make them can't talk to Sumana for make he step down. Not so. Derewa was one of the people that way them talk. In fact, the time when Sumana be run away. Now you also go hide now the American embassy or whatever, but I know see the American embassy in there because I've been talked to them. Where you go hide there, I've been called in the Sumana, talk to them and say, where will they pan talk? That's when the Solomon Better was herself called for talk to them. He come now the house there. You understand? So the SLPP actually been talk to Sam Sumana for making a step down, because Aneskroma been they use the SLPP for make them talk to Sam Sumana. Okay, if they sack Sam Sumana up to this time, then they want for bring they want for make not even kind of a reunion. It's a kind of a reconciliation where the APC they try, not even the APC. Let's say the chairman when Aneskroma want for do, because we the APC we don't know into waiting at the circumstance behind this reconciliation. Even though we welcome her because it's a good thing to do, we still get some kind of suspicion and they look waiting there for do on. Well, why the SLPP is so angry? The SLPP get mandates for make them rule for 5 years. They're not even done the first year yet. Then certain things like this happen, then begin the angry, begin to send all kind messages in social media. I don't know, now we're supposed for angry. Now the APC is supposed for angry because the sacking of Sam Sumana benefited the SLPP. You know? So now we're supposed for angry. And Sam Sumana have been fight against the SLPP. We all know that. So why we not angry now they're supposed for angry? Well, I know what's not the reason. The reason here is, we all know say, if you see Mother building a power today, so now because of C4C, when Sam Sumana. That's a clear not so. C4C now they help Mother build for the power. And if then they lose that alliance day, then get for be angry. Because they know say the 2023 election get for be a battlefield. Nakono. And if that is the case, definitely the APC party get for benefited greatly. Nakono. Now the reason this way the SLPP is so angry. Well, now we look at one scenario where the time when the Power Boys and John Benjamin, I mean, they been get problem in in fact they attack John Benjamin physically, then go to the extent even boss in Motoka entire them. There was so much animosity between John Benjamin and Madabio and in group. But what happened? When Madabio secured the nomination, he go meet John Benjamin for make them reconcile. So reconciliation is a very good thing, no matter what in the circumstances, brothers and sisters. Now a very good thing. When somebody comes and say, I want for reconcile, I think say we all get supposed for give them chance for let we see what they get for do. You know, let we see what this reconciliation entail. But it's too early, and even go to the extent that don't begin put out some information, say false information, say Sam Sumana go receive $2 million to Anes by Koroma yesterday for making he go able to buy the supporters of the C4C. Is it true? I don't know. I have no idea because I don't know. I don't know about that. But the fact that there's two people there, they don't come together and then they try to work out the differences. Let's see what's in the happen. But I get for telling I say even within the APC party, there are mixed reactions on this particular meeting. Because there are people where they think, say, well, because I've been hearing about this for some time, and then think, say, you know what to make Aneskroma, they try for bring Sam Sumana back because he want for make he can lead. He don't make the mistake. That mistake they don't hunt with. So he want bring and come back for make he can lead the APC party. I don't know. I don't get no idea because this is not something where just happen. We get for give and chance for let we able to investigate to understand based on what the next move way then two people for make. So some people that are the APC party already don't begin grumble for say Aneskroma want for play we again. This time the way he play with the last time. So on both sides there are so much animosity or misreactions on this. But in my own opinion, we get for give and chance. Let we see. We get for open we are no more for make sure say no other mess up no get for happen. We get for cause with the 2023 election. Yes, Mr. Gabo say we're not going able to win the 2023 election. Yeah, I agree with you. Provided the APC party not do genuine reforms. If you know somebody will understand the pattern, the voting pattern of the country, you gonna say the APC actually is the most popular party in the country. We all know that. Statistically, I'm not talking because just I want for talk. I get statistical evidence for say yes, the APC party now the most popular party in the country. And in fact, this election, some people then go argue say, well, if una be the most popular, why una lost the election? Well, the reason why make we lost the election is the APC themselves now then defeat the APC because of what happened. When somebody angry, then he make a decision the time when he angry. Sometimes he make the wrong decision. Sometimes. Because the SLPP, if you look at the statistics, the same 36% where Mada been bring, you know add much to that. I think from this way and the southeast, it bring about 39%. 39% na the southeast, now you bring. And that actually reflects the population that the southeast. So we don't say no matter what thing ever happen, Mada if you depend on the southeast no more, or the SLPP in particular, you know, go win election. It get for gain a lot of votes from the north, the west, and Koroma, when a swing district. And that this is not the reason this way the SLPP feel desperate right now. This event where they take place, so you know. So this is not the thing where, in my own opinion, the APC party go able to win the next election provided we do genuine reforms. All that nonsense thing there for saying now one great person get the ultimate power we get from decide whether supposed to qualify for one seat or the other or position. That has to go. And we have to make sure say nobody will come again for come manipulate we. Okay? We know if we able to do that reforms then the man 2023 will be an interesting battle between the APC and the SLPP. And the SLPP know that. You know. So let me bring in me commentators again and see what they then think about this reunion, or you can call that reconciliation. Mr. Gabo, I know say you don't go feel so happy about this kind of reconciliation. So what do you think?
No, to be candid with you, I don't get anything of any hard feeling with regards to this reconciliation. The only thing I want to tell the people, or for them to understand, especially Anes and Sam, is that what they are doing, they should know that they are public figures and they are not doing it for themselves. They are doing it for the people.
Yeah.
But they only think that they are doing it just for themselves, to satisfy themselves. Okay, Anes Koroma's time is gone, but with Sam Sumana now, he should know that the public will judge him. And I want to let him understand this from today, that the only person who benefited from what he did is Anes Koroma. He is a big loser. Anes Koroma already finished his term of office. He don't serve the nation. Now he benefits because it appears like all that you were saying with the videos, even the videos we are flying today, and all the sympathy where the people let me get for you, whether they fetch for you, even today where I just don't talk, I will be fired illegally. It seems like you were lying. He was right. You were lying, he was right. So Anes Koroma is smart. You know one thing? This morning I asked my wife, I said, I never thought of this Anes Koroma family. I said, this guy is so stubborn. I said, he likes power. Because you know what, I came from the backyard with them. We all play with, I work with the mother, we teach together. Of course, the power, other things there, I know a lot, you know. So I never knew them like they are people who are tough as such. So I come to find out, Anes Koroma, even when he won the election years back, I told my wife, I said, that guy is a weak guy. I said, I don't think he's the right president. But when things go on up to this point, he's still stubborn and resolute, as if he owned the country and he owned APC and he dictates. What I know for sure, Mr. Mankota, you might not be privy to that. You know, we don't belong to party there. Now we know, now we don't listen in the area. From last year when they lost the election, I go to one wedding in Long Island. Now then somebody tell me, say, APC is void of leadership. They need a presidential candidate. And now they are going after Sam Sumana. But the first bid is Yom Keller. And if they tired, there's Sam Sumana. These are the two people they want to lead the APC. So that reflects me back today. What is Sam Sumana do? Just like I said, Anes Koroma will benefit, because that simply shows that all what Anes Koroma do now right. That's 3 things there. And the penny all come out there. And income today for talk say and a Koroma no be an nothing and this and that. So we forget say all what if they talk to the people there, maybe they sympathize with us. We don't think about that. They just think of selfishness. Because we think say an Koroma could make an Koroma because 9 get APC up till now and they lead. I know that. He will make him president because I say single-handedly select Samura. And he think also by doing this, he's going to single-handedly select this guy. That's why I say this guy has powers beyond. Even powerful more than his mother and his brothers and his father. Because I know them. They're not that stubborn like him. So he's a loser. But it's good. He came out and apologized to them, but it doesn't benefit him. He will never, the people of Sierra Leone will never vote him as a president. If that is the candidate APC is going to bring, you already lose 10 times before the time. You already lose 10 times before the time. Because this guy, who is going to trust him as a president? Who's going to trust him? He already lose 10 times before the election time. So if that's the guy, so just put it. So again, it just brings a lot of skirmishing, a lot of confusion, just like you mentioned. I know Samura has his own group there. The lot of people, they have their own group there, and they go bring this guy with all the disappointments. I don't know, mixed feelings, a lot of mixed feelings. You know, I'm afraid APC, but I was not going to comment on this because I was still trying to read over what this guy has done and what it meant and what might be the effect. Who's the benefit factor? Who's going to benefit? Is it him or Anes? And who's going to be the loser? Why? And why Anes is going to be benefiting? A lot of things I've been pondering from last night when these things were coming up. All right, stop so far.
All right, let me bring in David. David, what's your take on this?
Well, I think to say, moving forward, now the guys think that they must start to begin the deal. Because if you have to bring the party together, then Mami and Tpn tongue must jam. Yeah. We cannot stay as enemy for the rest of your life. Regardless if Sumana decides to bite in tongue and embrace an Koroma, I believe it's okay. It's okay. That's number one. And moving forward, I think with Sumana, I don't go predict if he will be the leader of the party coming 2023. But for let Sumana be the leader of the party 2023, we therefore do a lot of reconciliation to a lot of other members in the party. So Sumana get to develop a new type of persona, a new type of creative persona for able to attract people and get people together and go through this same reconciliation way they go through throughout the year to bring people close to them. That's number two. And I believe say Sumana can win. I believe say Sumana can beat Marabio in the 2023 election. I believe that, and I want to mark it down. Only if he apply himself properly inside the SSAPC institution. The understanding about winning, it's not about politics, it's about winning. So we're not going to blame Sumana. C4C, let me go back. C4C is not going to win election at the country like that. No. Neither NGC. So the two parties that will get the foundation for create a leader. Now, SLPC and APC. Any smart politician will agree say APC gets the foundation already. So that foundation, the way APC gets, any smart politician, if you know how to use them and embrace the other people, then he will take them fast. So the bottom line for this whole issue, Eden and Sumana, and how we react and how we behave to the people they all begin at the struggle. The issue will not happen, as I mentioned before. We let them put up the way back. Nobody know right. Now politics is power play. Even Marabio, when my brother say use the word will never be president. No matter the other talk say no will never be president. We all remember that, so you don't forget. Marabio set the way. He set all man. He set Kanda for all the ground. Because he won't be president. It's all about winning. They don't win, they don't be president now, they don't win what he want by using the platform of the SLPP. Now we don't be president, they send for rule. So long not say Sam no go ever. Sam go lost by his own behavior. But if he do change his approach and loosen up and embrace the people and go and reconcile with everybody, then he will take and go far. And also we talk about Samura. Samura, we don't say don't try and try. But certain people they will retire down the line. They're old school, they have to let them be behind as the driver now. Let's come them in the driver's seat. Yeah, man. Let some of them in the driver's seat now, let them advise people from the back. So now, this game now with the place on a unique game. He left na some Sumana and if you know how to play the politics. If you know how to play, I go clear and go fight. If you don't know how to play, I go fall in the middle. Now, me don't take Randy for right now, but I don't believe the word say he not go ever win. That's not the truth. We said that to Madabiu, and even Alpha Saidu said that to Madabiu many times. But Madabiu won. So don't look at that with him.
But I think this is a very wonderful discussion. And, like I said, we just try for wait and see what's going to happen. I think the SLPP are very, scared right now because they just believe one of them, the stronghold is being shaken. So what's going to happen, they don't know. So that means they come with NTR. But at the end of the day, also within the APC party, we will sit down and look and see what's going to happen. Yes, I want to agree with what they will say because at the end of the day, you know what, Sumana, we don't know whether that's just a reconciliation or he come back at the APC. But in the case that he come back at the APC, he get for do a lot of soul searching for me. I don't know, but he get for do a lot of soul searching, you know, because what he don't talk and what he don't say also will come out and hunt him within the APC. Right now, some people that don't begin to say, Samura in people that don't begin disgruntled because Naina be the only person now will go around and try for position himself for the next campaign for the next election. And now somebody like this coming in, well, now we hope and see. So I thank you very much again. Happy New Year to all, and we hope this 2019 year will able to give you a more advanced way of thinking and how they play with politics in Sierra Leone. So I thank you very much. Next time we will see you next week, the same time, the same place. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.